Hey guys, my name is Juan Jose Trujillo. I've been boxing for around 5 years and I've been teaching boxing for around 4 years now. This sport had changed my life completely. I started being super anxious, super afraid, always having an excuse to doing things. And now I'm not that person anymore. In this first class, before I teach you some techniques that are gonna help you right now, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of my story. In the next class, I'm gonna be a little bit more abroad to tell you all my story. Before this sport, I always was afraid of confrontation. I always was afraid to deal with my emotions. I always thought that I wasn't good enough. Ever since I started this, my life completely changed. My confidence, my self-esteem, everything in my life has gotten better ever since I started this sport. So now that I told you a little bit about my story, remember, in the next classes, I'm gonna talk a lot more what this sport has done to me. I'm gonna teach you the technique that I promised. The first thing we need to know in boxing is my stance. If I really wanna box, I need to know how my feet are gonna be, how my hands are gonna be whenever I'm gonna start boxing. Because if not, I'm just gonna look like a spastic little guy trying to rip someone's head off. And I don't wanna do that, I wanna have technique. So, my first concept for you to learn right now, you need to know how to have the stance for boxing. So, if you're right-handed, you write with your right hand, you eat with your right hand. This hand and this leg are gonna be back. If you're left-handed, you write with this hand, you eat with this hand, you brush your teeth with this hand. The left hand and my left leg are gonna be back. Okay? So, knowing that, let's say I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna be with my right hand and my right leg backwards. I'm gonna start in this position. Be careful with this. Every time I wanna start with my stance in boxing, I don't wanna be with my 2 feet together. I don't wanna be with my 2 feet far apart. I wanna have a comfortable position in which I almost can start running in an athletic position. So if I'm in this position, here I'm uncomfortable, here I'm a little bit more comfortable, but here I'm super uncomfortable. Here I'm not in a position to fight, right? So I wanna be with my feet crossed like this, in a diagonal way, and both of my legs are gonna be bent. If I'm here, I'm not gonna be able to move. If I'm here, I'm gonna be able to move around and have the same consistency in my movement. So every time I want to be in my stance, this position is the perfect one. Sometimes people are a little more long, sometimes people are a little bit more short in stance, but that doesn't matter. The thing that matters is how far apart both of your feet are. So we just focus on my legs, right? How my legs are gonna be. Now I'm gonna focus how my upper body is gonna react whenever I'm trying to box. My hands are always gonna be elbows closed, hands up, and I don't wanna be here. I don't wanna be here. I wanna be here always. Hands up, separated, and in a mobile position. So this is my perfect stance for boxing. There are a little more tips, there are a little more advanced things you need to know, but right now, this is the basic things you need to know to start boxing. Your positioning, now you're right. Now we're gonna learn 2 moves or 2 punches that you need to know for the next class. The punches we're gonna work today, right now, are gonna be the 1 and the 2. Are gonna be the jab and the cross. These are the 2 most fundamentals and basic punches for boxing. They're exactly the same, they're just changing hands. This is my number 1, the jab. Every time I throw it, my other hand is up. Always, this is a thing that you need to know right now. Every time I throw my jab, or I throw my cross, or I throw any punches, the hand that is not punching has to be up, like this. Always in a straight line, and that's the number 1. The number 2, the same thing, but it's with my other hand. Now, in this case, I'm using my right hand, the hand that I always utilize for doing things. So, 2, 1, 2. I need you to know these things for the next class. So my stance, hands up, and the 1-2. That's one thing you need to know right now, and it's gonna help you to start your process with boxing. So I'm gonna give you 2 homeworks for you to start with this position, with these punches, for you to start learning better. First, you're gonna look yourself in the mirror and you're gonna see how apart are your feet, how long is your stance, and if you're in the right position, if your hands are low, I want you to know that looking yourself at the mirror is gonna help you to figure out if you're doing it right or you're doing it wrong. And it has to look like this. Now I'm gonna show you why it's important to have this stance and not the other ones I just showed you. The first homework I'm gonna give you is you're gonna find a partner. Let's say your parents, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever. I want you to have a person right beside you to know and to figure out if your stance is right or is wrong. Let's say I start my stance like that, right? And someone is gonna push me. Whenever he pushes me, you're gonna notice how my movement, how my feet, and how my body behaves. Like right now. Again, I'm gonna be a little bit more still. The thing that always happens when I'm in this position, let's say he's just pushing me. Now think when someone is punching me in the face, I'm gonna get knocked out, right? So now I'm in a huge stance. I'm like this. I cannot move. It's impossible. And plus, if he pushes me, I'm gonna be a little bit more comfortable. Now, in the right position that I'm showing you right now, if someone pushes me or punches me, now you're gonna figure out why it's important to be like this. Now, with the partner you find, tell him to push you, and whenever he pushes you, you're gonna see the result. Right now, I'm loose. You're seeing that he's moving me, but this is not happening. The only thing that's happening is my feet moves, my feet moves. I'm always balanced. Again. Now I'm gonna be stronger. You see? There's a huge difference. And he's just pushing me. Now think about when someone is punching me. If I'm like this, I get punched, I'm gonna be knocked out. If I'm here, I'm gonna get punched, and my feet are gonna help me to not get knocked out. That's your first homework. Now, we're gonna start with the second homework. Now you know you're in the right position because with the first homework that I give you, you figure out how's your right position. Now you're in the right position. From here, you're gonna do the 2 punches in a way. You can see, you can do it in the mirror, or you can help and you can film yourself and to see if this movement is happening. I want you to throw 10 and 10. 1, 2, or just 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. As you see, my hands are never low. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. This is from karate. This is from karate. I don't want to do karate here. I want to do boxing. Boom. Always protecting my head. So I want you to do it 10 times in the right position. Those are your 2 homeworks. Now, you're going to need this for the next class that I'm going to be waiting for you.